If you're about to spend $1,000 or even $2,000 on a gaming laptop, stop for just a few minutes. Because the most expensive mistake gamers make isn't buying a slow laptop, it's buying the wrong laptop for the way they actually play. In fact, two laptops with the exact same graphics card can perform completely differently in real games. And one hidden spec that most manufacturers barely mention could cost you up to 25% of your gaming performance. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to filter out the bad choices before you ever click buy now. Forget endless spec sheets and confusing model numbers. You don't need to memorize every CPU generation or every RTX model to make a smart purchase. Instead, all you need are 7 simple questions. Answer them honestly, and you'll know exactly what type of gaming laptop fits your budget, your games, and your lifestyle. Let's start with the most important one. Question number 1. What games do you actually play? This sounds obvious, but it's where most buyers go wrong. They shop for the most powerful laptop they can afford instead of the one they actually need. If your favorite games are competitive titles like Valorant, Counter-Strike 2, Fortnite, League of Legends, or Rocket League, your priorities are completely different from someone who spends their weekends exploring massive AAA games like Cyberpunk 2077, Black Myth Wukong, or the latest Call of Duty. Competitive gamers care about high frame rates. Smooth gameplay at 144 or even 240 frames per second can make a real difference, especially on fast refresh displays. That doesn't automatically mean you need the most expensive GPU on the market. A well-balanced mid-range gaming laptop is often more than capable of delivering the performance you need. On the other hand, if you're playing demanding AAA games with ray tracing, ultra settings, and large open worlds, you'll benefit much more from a stronger graphics card and a better cooling system than simply chasing an extremely high refresh rate. The biggest mistake is paying for performance you'll never use. If your games don't need it, your wallet shouldn't pay for it. Now, here's where things get interesting. Even after choosing the right graphics card, many people make another expensive mistake. Question number 2. What resolution are you actually gaming at? A lot of buyers see words like Quad HD, 1600p, or even 4K and immediately assume higher numbers mean a better gaming experience. But that's only true if your hardware can actually keep up. Think of your graphics card and your display as teammates. If one is much stronger than the other, someone ends up doing unnecessary work. Pairing an entry-level GPU with a very high-resolution display forces it to work much harder, reducing frame rates and making expensive games feel sluggish. At the same time, buying a top-tier GPU just to play on a basic 1080p screen often means you're paying for power you'll rarely notice. For many gamers in 2026, 1080p or 1200p paired with a solid mid-range GPU offers an excellent balance of image quality and performance. If you're aiming for 1440p or 1600p gaming with high settings, that's where stepping up to a more capable graphics card starts making sense. Choosing the right display isn't about buying the highest resolution, it's about matching the screen to the performance your laptop can realistically deliver. But even if two laptops have the same graphics card and the same screen, one can still leave the other in the dust. Here's why. Question number 3, how much power is your GPU actually getting? This is one of the least understood parts of gaming laptops, and it's also one of the most important. When you see an RTX 5070 on a spec sheet, it's easy to assume every RTX 5070 performs the same. They don't. Laptop graphics cards operate within different power limits, often called total graphics power or TGP. Simply put, the more power a laptop can safely deliver to its GPU, the more performance that GPU can usually produce, provided the cooling system can keep temperatures under control. Here's the surprising part. A thicker gaming laptop with a lower tier GPU running at a higher power limit can sometimes outperform an ultra-thin premium laptop carrying a higher tier GPU that's heavily restricted to keep heat under control. That's why you should never buy a gaming laptop based only on the GPU name printed on the box. The cooling system, power limits, and overall design matter just as much as the graphics chip itself. And that brings us to another question most buyers don't think about until it's too late. Question number 4. Will you want to upgrade this laptop in the future? Games aren't getting smaller. They're getting more demanding every year. What feels like plenty of memory today may feel limiting much sooner than you expect. Some modern gaming laptops use soldered memory that's permanently attached to the motherboard. Once you buy it, that's all you'll ever have. No upgrades, no adding more RAM later. If you accidentally buy a model with limited memory and no upgrade path, your only long-term solution could be replacing the entire laptop. Storage matters too. Modern games regularly exceed 100 gigabytes, and it's surprisingly easy to fill a drive after installing only a handful of titles. A laptop with an additional SSD slot gives you far more flexibility as your game library grows. A gaming laptop shouldn't just perform well on day one, it should still meet your needs years from now without forcing another expensive purchase. But before you assume upgradeability is the biggest factor, there's another issue that can completely change your gaming experience every single day, and it's something you won't fully understand from reading a spec sheet alone. Question number 5. Can you live with the heat and fan noise? This is where the marketing photos stop telling the whole story. Ultra-thin gaming laptops look incredible. They're sleek, lightweight, and easy to carry, but physics doesn't care how premium a laptop looks. Powerful components generate heat, and that heat has to go somewhere. When a cooling system can't keep up, the laptop starts reducing performance to protect itself. That's called thermal throttling, and it means the frame rates you saw in reviews might not be what you experienced during a long gaming session. Fan noise is another factor many buyers underestimate. Some gaming laptops become surprisingly loud under load, making it difficult to enjoy games without headphones. If you're sharing a room, working in quiet spaces, or simply hate constant fan noise, this can become frustrating very quickly. That doesn't mean thin gaming laptops are bad. It simply means you should understand the trade-off. You're often exchanging some sustained performance and cooler temperatures for portability and premium design. And speaking of portability, let's answer the next question. Question number 6. Will this laptop stay on your desk or travel with you every day? This one changes everything. If your gaming laptop rarely leaves your desk, weight probably isn't a big deal. A larger chassis usually provides better cooling, more ports, easier upgrades, and often better overall gaming performance. But if you're carrying it to school, college, work, or while traveling, every extra pound starts to matter. Don't forget the charger either. Some high-performance gaming laptops come with massive power adapters that add even more weight to your backpack. Battery life is another reality check. Gaming laptops are designed to deliver their full performance while plugged into the wall. Running demanding games on battery power can dramatically reduce performance. And even basic tasks like web browsing vary greatly depending on the processor and power settings. Ask yourself one simple question. Is this a desktop replacement or a travel companion? Once you answer that honestly, you'll eliminate a huge number of laptops that simply don't fit your lifestyle. Now we arrive at the final question, the one that can save you the most money. Question number 7. Are you buying performance or are you paying for bragging rights? This is where many buyers overspend. Every new flagship gaming laptop promises the fastest processor, the most powerful graphics card, and features that sound impossible to ignore. But once you move into the premium price range, every extra dollar buys you less and less additional performance. Imagine spending nearly twice as much money only to gain a relatively small improvement in average frame rates. For most gamers, that simply isn't a smart investment. The real sweet spot is usually the mid-range. That's where you get excellent gaming performance, modern features, solid displays, and enough power to enjoy today's games without paying a premium for performance you'll rarely notice. Of course, there are exceptions. If you're creating content, editing videos, developing games, or chasing the highest possible frame rates at higher resolutions, investing in high-end hardware can absolutely make sense. But if your goal is simply enjoying great games without emptying your wallet, buying the right balance almost always beats buying the most expensive option. So let's bring everything together. Before you buy any gaming laptop, ask yourself these 7 questions. What games do you actually play? What resolution are you targeting? How much GPU power does the laptop really deliver? Can you upgrade the memory and storage later? Are you comfortable with the heat and fan noise? Will it stay on your desk or travel travel everywhere with you? And finally, are you paying for real performance or just an impressive spec sheet? Remember the question I asked at the beginning of this video: how can a cheaper gaming laptop outperform a more expensive one? Now you know the answer, because gaming performance isn't determined by one flashy specification. It's the combination of the graphics card, power limits, cooling system, display, upgradeability, and how well the laptop matches the way you actually play. The smartest gaming laptop isn't the one with the biggest price tag, it's the one that's built for your needs. If you're shopping for a new gaming laptop, we've organized our top recommendations by budget, performance tier, and gaming style in the description below. Whether you're looking for the best value under $800, a powerful mid-range machine, or a premium gaming laptop, you'll find carefully selected options to help you make the right choice. If this guide saved you from making an expensive mistake, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe for more honest gaming hardware advice, and let us know in the comments which gaming laptop you're planning to buy. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.